Recording. Turn off. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to English coaching class. I'm your English teacher, Shahid Ashikur Rahman. So students, as in our last class, we have completed the last chapter. What was the last chapter? Do you remember the students? The Enemy, written by Perlesberg. Today, some new topic, new discussion, and new scenario in front of you. So just before going for discussion, a little bit information and a little bit idea. Again, the same information, I'll repeat it. Just don't forget to subscribe my channel. Here the bell icon button is there. Under my video, just press it and just don't forget to give thumbs up. Okay, just like my videos. At the end, what happens? You forget it to press the bell icon, that is thumbs up. Okay, so just before the moving for the discussion, I need students interactive, all must answer, all must be active. Okay, so just we will go for the next slide on the screen. I want your answers here. Students, you can see some lines on the screen. God is in the slum, in the cardboard boxes with the poor play house. God is in the silence of a mother who has infected her child with a virus that will end both their lives. God is in the cries heard under the rubble of war. God is in the debris of wasted opportunity and lives. God is with us if we are with them. If we are with them. Okay, students, here you can understand the lines what I am pointing. Okay, I hope you're able to understand the lines what I am pointing here. Okay, I hope you're able to, students, just as here the words talking about God is in the slum and in the cardboard. So just before discussing the lines, students, I hope all of you believe in the God. All of you believe in God. Yes, anyone who is not or does not believe in God, anyone in the students who does not believe in the God, you can write it down. Let me see, anyone is there such kind of person here? Yeah, anyone? I hope all of you believe in God. Okay, so here the lines are talking. God is in the slum, in the cardboard boxes with the poor play house. God is in the silence of a mother who has infected her child with a virus that will end both their lives. God is in the cries heard in the rubble of war. God is in the debris of wasted opportunity and lives. And God is with us if we are with them. See, in a normal discussion, God is everywhere. If we believe God, we say that God is everywhere. Wherever we go, we can feel the presence of God. Okay, we can feel the presence of God. Yes, students, I hope as we all believe God, okay, as we all believe God, so God is present everywhere. God is present everywhere. Students, do you agree or not? God is present everywhere. As God is present everywhere, we can feel the presence. So in our problematic situation, we pray to God, even it's dark night, even it's open sky, even it is any place we go, we pray to God. Whenever I'm repeating it, whenever we are in problem, we pray to God. Whenever we are in problem, we pray to God. So whenever in a normal mood, we never pay attention towards the God. Whenever in happy mode, we never pay attention towards the God. Or we never seek or worship that we should go and ask God, come on, give me this. And whenever we go towards the God, come on, you give me this, I'll just do something for you. So what we talk about, it happens, you might have seen in so many movies. Okay, but actually the fact is here, God is present everywhere. So here lines are talking. God is in the slums, in the cardboard boxes where poor play house, so is here in the small line of poem. It's a quoted line of a poem where the poet is talking about the presence of God. Where is the God? See, as we see the slum areas, I'm talking about slum areas, the cardboard boxes where the poor play house, so they don't have luxurious the games, the video games, but they have that mud, they have that broken toys, they have that stones, pebbles, and they play that, they enjoy that. Means you can understand from these lines, whatever the people have poor, they enjoy it with the wholeheartedly, they do it wholeheartedly. Next line, God is in the silence of a mother. See students, you know that what if God would have given any power, who can be a God in the living being among us? That is mother. That is mother. We can say mother is a second God. Parents are the second God. Similar, mother stand is first in compared to the father. So mother, what is this God? We can talk about, we can relate. That's why we call our India as a motherland. We tell us India as a motherland. So God is in the silence of a mother who has infected, silence of a mother who has infected her child with a virus, who has infected her child with a virus that will end both their lives. So due to the infection, if mother is in a bad state, definitely the baby that is coming to the earth or will come to the earth, definitely he or she will be infected. So students try to understand my point here. So mother, who is also treated as a God, who is also given a different power of God, and the same time, when whatever state it might be, mother never leaves the hand of her kids. Okay, so who has infected a child with a virus that will end both their lives? So in this way, this virus, as the same present situation we are facing, that is COVID-19, the virus we are facing, infection that we are facing, pandemic situation, and we all are in a wide big problem. So similarly, you're talking about that God is in silence of mother who has infected a child with a virus that will end both their lives. Due to this, mother won't work. Mother won't be able to do what? Protect her child. Okay, mother won't be protect to her child. Okay, getting my point. So mother can even protect her child with this virus. God is in the cries heard under the rubble of war. Rubble of war, students, you can understand the rubble of war. Yeah, rubble of war refers to the war in the war situation when someone dies, and due to his the wife, baby, kids, or we can say mother or father, whoever may be the family, they start crying. God is in the cries heard in the rubble of war. And due to the war condition, everyone is praying, let the war stop, let the problem come to an end, because due to the war, whole country is in trouble. Whole country is in trouble. So during that time, everyone is praying for the peace. Everyone need the peace in the life. Okay. And the next line, God is in the debris of wasted opportunity in lives. God is in the debris of wasted opportunity. Debris of wasted opportunity means we can say the piles of waste. Okay, God is in the debris of wasted opportunity and lives. And God is with us if we are with them. Here pointing towards with them means referring to these people, slum people. Okay, those problem people. And when we are helping them, we are praying for them, definitely God is with us. Okay, definitely. When see one synchronizing idea we can create from here, when we help others, God is here, is with us, and God is going to help us. Okay, if you'll help others, definitely help will come to you. Okay, similar way, this is the first idea, first message with this quotation line I want to give you. Slum ideas, slum people who really need the help. Okay, it comes to next one. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, his words and his idea is here. So what is he talking about? Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Education. If you're educated, you can bring, see, students, word has a different meaning. Literate and educated. Literate and educated. Literate, that shows the government has made the literacy rate class 8. Till class 8, if someone is passed is coming under literacy rate. But one is educated will not do inhuman activity. His activity will be like a human. Human means humanitarian behavior. He must possess, he won't possess inhuman behavior. So education refers that idea I am connecting here, not any other idea here. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. That is the only weapon. is that's the only thing. Students, if we get a chance, we can teach other, we can make other learn, and we can improve our society. We can improve our society. And lack of education, we are in the problem. We are in the problematic situation. And even in the pandemic, we can't stop ourselves. We do nuisance things. You can see the social media happening. So what is the second point? Help. First point, students, I'm trying to collect. Help others. Even as help others refers to the poor people, slum people who are in real need. Okay. And next point, education. Next point, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. You can use to change the world. Okay. Next one. I talked to you in the first slide, and here both the slides I'll be concluding the idea. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. And the rest lines are its explanation, I can say, students. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. When we see people, what happened in a poor, we collect money and we give them food. Only it's not a task of charity. When we do the task of charity, it is not a justice for them. It is an act of justice. We should do something to eradicate this problem. We must do something to eradicate this problem. That what is poverty? Our country is in a big poverty stage. And the reason, you can just analyze to the chapter we have read, that is lost praying. The word that boy refer here, why they are in a poverty state and what is the reason of in a poverty state? Because of ignorance. They don't want to grow. If they want to grow, people are not allowing it. See the situation same here. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It's not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. We need to give justice. Like slavery and apathy. Okay, like slavery and apathy. Apathy here refers to the South Africa. Their black and white system was there. This apathy refers to the white minority of white people. As in the present day in America, Donald Trump, white people majority or black people minority, when this kind of race or racial discrimination, what we can talk about. Okay, so that here refers to slavery and apathy. It is a what? It is not. It is a poverty, not a natural. So these are the natural things, and poverty is not natural. Means these are the natural things what we can talk about. Someone is born under slavery. Some are born under some family. They have to do it. It was a tradition, culture followed. But someone is black, cannot be turned to white. He is black. We need to accept this natural. Okay, but being poverty, it's not natural. You can earn. Today you're poor. Dhirubhai Ambani or Ambani's family, what we talk about, they were not born rich. They were born poor, but today they are in a world top 10 or 25, whatever the number. I can't exactly talk about that, but I want to see that you can understand. In India, he's in the top one. But world rank is growing his number. Means day by day, his number is growing towards first top 10. Okay, so here you can understand poverty is not natural. It is man-made and it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. Sometimes it falls on a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Let your greatness blossom. Students, you can understand this poverty, these poor, this slum areas. We talk about slum bastis. Everything, this thing can be changed. But what is the way? Education. What is the way? Only education is the only power. So you can understand the problems. What is the problem of R and how it is solved? Only education. So with this idea, our discussion of our topic is elementary school classroom in a slum by StephenSpender. So this idea, what is the idea here? Slum issues, and next, how the slum issues can be solved. That is only by education. That slum issues can be solved. When you are educated, you have a peaceful life. When you don't have education, you will interfere into the tension. Okay, and education will make you to do something better. Okay, so that is the only idea, or that is the theme point. We get it from this chapter, that is an elementary school classroom in a slum. Or we can say the theme is here, social injustice. Okay, theme is here. What we can talk about? Theme is social injustice. What is that? Social injustice. Social injustice. Social injustice and inequalities. Okay, so this is the theme. What is the theme is here? That is social injustice and inequalities. That in society, when we live, what is the scenario? Rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer day by day. This is the scenario, and we are standing in such a queue. Rich is standing in a top, poor is standing in the same position, that is below. The middle class family, they're struggling towards to be stretched to the being rich, or where they are in a poor state trying to prove themselves. This is the scenario that what we are going to analyze and do the analysis from the poem, that is An Elementary School Classroom in Islam, written by StephenSpender. See this poet, let us look at about the poet here. I hope students, what I was trying to give the idea, I hope you're able to understand about the the expression, or what we can say the theme, or I'm trying to connect towards the theme. I hope students you are able to understand. Yes, just tell me. I hope all of you have understood what I have explained you right now. Which part, what is the cause of, what is the problem, and what is the solution. If you understand the problem, you get the solution, then the result is clear in front of you. You understood what is going to happen in the poem, what is the problem and what is the solution, how the problem arises and how we are going to come to the solution, that we are going to get it clear from this poem. Okay, when we'll go in a line-wise explanation, a separate video that I'm going to do it. Next, about the poem. StephenSpender, 1909 to 1995, was a poet and English essayist. Spender had keen interest in politics, and so he declared himself as socialist and pacifist. Okay, when you're socialist and pacifist, you think about peace, you want to serve society, socialist and pacifist, then only you can think about writing a social discrimination issues. You can bring the imbalance going in a society. The rich are getting a different route, poor are going in a different route. So you can want to balance the society. What happened? When do you think? Only when you are in the stage of what we can say, socialist and pacific. That's why the poet StephenSpender tried to bring the same ideology in front of you. His work concentrated on the theme of social injustice and the class struggle. What I have written already in the screen, last screen I have written and I have shown you, that is social injustice and inequalities. We are not equal, we are treated in a different way. You are rich, you are poor, a different kind of categories we have. Okay, students, about the poet, you got an idea. Poet is necessary, it's compulsion to remember, because as it is a poem, poet information is compulsory. Okay, that will help you to analyze or analysis the ideas when you're going to come for the explanation of the lines, quoted lines. Next, theme. The central theme of the poem, the elementary classroom in Islam, is something like systematic problem hamper the power of education. Okay, systemic problems hamper the power of education. And next is the reason this is the theme is that the poem focuses on the idea of education and the barriers that exist to receiving a quality education for students in poverty. In poverty state, as you remember, just I'll connect in the beginning with that lost spring. The child was having desire to learn. Okay, child was having the desire to learn, but what happened there? He did not got scope to learn. Okay, so here the theme of the poem, elementary school classroom in Islam, is like systemic problems. The system is a problem, hamper the power of education. The system, how as it is provided, as it is, see, in a basic class, students, you have read it. Elementary school we are talking about. We are not talking about the primary school. We are not talking about the secondary school. We are not talking about the higher secondary. We are talking about the elementary, when the basic level, when the students go to the very early nursery or LKG, when they enter into the elementary level and they start getting the environment. What is the environment the government gives to us? Okay, just government strategy, free for all, means free education for all. And how we are getting? Some are coming for food, some are coming for dress, some are coming for shoes or something, but not really for education. So what is the scenario and what happens? We face the different, but still government is trying to hard to give the best education. Next point is here, the reason this is the theme is that the poem focus on the idea of education and the barriers. What is the poem focusing on? The idea of education and the barriers that exist to receiving a quality education for students of poverty. Right now, see students, most of the private universities, private colleges, private schools, they're trying to give the best online education. But what are the government education? Government schools at the present scenario. I'm talking about the present scenario. You can connect to it the elementary school. What is the strategies? Where are the poor and the what rich people? You can connect yourself with these ideas. Okay. And come to the next part. Next is the background. Next is the background. The poet expresses socialist thought and sympathy for downtrodden. The poet feels from the core of the heart for the betterment of slum children. The poet satirizes the force of education given to the slum people. Okay, students, here the 3 points. 3 points you remember. The background where the poem had been settled here. The poet expresses socialist thoughts and sympathy for downtrodden. He's showing sympathy. See, when you listen about the poor people, you listen about the poor people, or you listen about the people who are in trouble, you show sympathy. You feel very, heart feel the feelings, okay, and you want to immediately give some donation towards them. But really, the donation is reaching to them. Really, the problems for them is cured with the donation. What is the situation? We don't understand. The poet feels the core of the heart for the betterment of the slum children. He wants from the core of the inner feeling is coming now. Let these people be in a better state tomorrow. Tomorrow, next day, whenever we are meeting, these people must be in a better state. Next one, the poet satirizes the force of education given to the slum people. Force of education. Okay, the poet satirizes the force of education given to the slum people. The way the education is provided to the slum people, that is a big question mark. That is a big question mark. Okay, because as per the elementary classes, beginning classes, government has the age of 5 years, but in private schools, 2.5. So when you can understand the students coming to the 5 years for starting the elementary school, okay, so what is the scenario of that? And when they reach in the 5, someone 6, someone 7, and sits in one class, over age, not proper food, you can understand what is the scenario here. Okay, so you can understand what is the scenario here. Okay, so students, as our topic is an elementary school classroom in a slum by StephenSpender. So the ideology, what we are talking about, that is really about the pathetic condition of poor. Here, just I'll be telling you the process. The process refers to that the gap between rich and poor. That's the basic idea, where these people are, how this gap can be eradicated, how this gap can be solved. This is the basic ideology, or this is the basic information provided from this poem, that is elementary school. So students, just it is an introduction class. I am not going to describe the poetic devices or some vocabularies today. I'll be describing while explaining the line-wise explanation, because it will help you to remember the first class I've taken, that is the first poem, that My Mother at 66. In that I have explained first, later on in explaining the poem, even I have done it the same. But here I'll be explaining the poem, and at the same time I'll be highlighting this is the poetic device. This is the particular poetic device for this lines. So that's why students, today only the idea of what is the issue in the poem, and what is the solution for the issue I'm giving, where the issue is happening, and how this should be solved. Okay, so this I am telling you today. Much more discussion we are left for the next class. Next video with the line-wise explanation of the poem and where I'll be sharing the difficult words from the poem. Next, followingly, I'll be sharing the poetic device. First, these two things. Then I'll be coming for the line-wise explanation, where line-wise explanation of the poem, we have 2, 3, 4, 4 extracts-wise explanation. In first extracts, what is the rhyming scheme? What all happens? We'll be discussing. So that's why students, no gap. Tomorrow I'll be coming with the class. Tomorrow I'll be taking the session, same time and same with me. Catch me in the same my channel here. Okay. So before coming for the next class, students, I'll request the new users, those who are watching my channel or live with me, after uploading my video will be coming to you, and when you'll get it, so do share and do subscribe my channel, and when I'll be uploading everything, you can get it and you can enjoy it. Okay, thank you, bye bye. Students, if you have any doubt, write it now. I'll help you to solve it. Otherwise, we can discuss. And before, one advice for you students, the next class, if you read the poem once, it will better. When I'll be going for explanation, you can understand easily. Okay, so read it once, it will help you to understand the poem easily. Poem name is on your screen, that is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by StephenSpender. So that is the next topic. This is the topic. The next class with elaboration, explanation and analysis where the problem lies. Okay, rich and poor gap, the gap, how we can stop the gap, fill the gap, we can do that work. Okay, thank you students, bye bye, take care, good night, and don't forget to subscribe, share and like. Bye bye.